Also, we're going to have a very interesting business and market weeks. Of course, President Buhari will be standing up to swear once again for the second time for taking the office of the president. That ceremony is due for Wednesday. But today, as we speak, the president is due to sign Budget 2019 formally into operation. That is suspected. And of course, it's already in the news. That's one major economic performance by Mr. President before he is sworn in for his second term in office. Tomorrow we expect the budget, the National Planning Minister Udoma to break down the budget, as it were. That briefing will also be covering that for you here on Channels Television. You need to stand by, everyone, for these two very important developments as they happen. And again, of course, as you know, all lawmakers have been asked to vacate their offices at the National Assembly. Goodbye to the 8th Assembly. The 9th Assembly will also be coming in. And of course, all ministers are expected to spend their final day today, tomorrow, and then hand over to the various permanent secretaries. But the markets keep moving on. So let's talk to Funmi Ogundimu, who is a treasury dealer at Access Bank. Talk to us about the debt market as we're starting this final trading week in the month of May. Funmi, it's good to have you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bosan.
Great. What's your playbook for this week around treasuries and Naira bonds market?
This week will be determined by a few things. For starters, we're expecting the market is relatively quick, so we have about roughly about an estimate about 160 billion in liquidity in the system. This will, to a large extent, drive the market direction. If you notice, the last week, what we recorded was two things happened last week. The MPC meeting, where we expected a decline in the MPC rate, which didn't happen, but CBN made a comment, and the comment was that they might restrict banks' access to, securities of the market. So we expected that to move the market. It did not. But something else happened. The OMO auction, we saw rates trading at secondary market at 11.5, 11.75 thereabout. But the result from the OMO auction saw stock rates getting to as high as 12.5%. At our Friday trading, rates at secondary market was at around 11.95, 12%. So we anticipate that this week, market will try to correct itself by we'll see a sell down of people holding from traders holding positions so that the yields of the market can at least mirror what the CBN did at the previous auction. That's 12.5%. So initially, we should see a bearish trend, where yields will get to like 12.2, 12.1% thereabout. But also, market also trade cautiously because of the liquidity in the system. And I told you that we have about 170 or 120 billion in the system as liquid. So market should be mixed, but depending on the market sentiments, we'll see what will happen eventually. But to a larger extent, I think there should be a relatively bearish market.
Bearish market. Is there any likelihood that Treasury yields will get back to anywhere around 13% moving forward in the near term? Is this the new low, around 11, thereabout?
Okay, I don't see the rate getting to 13%, simply because I don't see any reason why CBN would try to keep on increasing costs for themselves. What I feel will happen is that the rates might stop at 12.5%, which was what was indicated at the last auction, or the last OMO auction. The week before last, we saw the NTB results stopping at 12.49. The last auction, we saw OMO auction stopping at 12.50. This just indicates that CBN would want to make yields still around that levels, that 12.5% levels. So going beyond that, I don't think that will happen. But of course, this market, anything can happen. You can just expect anything. But from now, for the information we have of the market and everything we're seeing in the market, we see that yields will stop at within 12.5%. That's what we assume.
Okay, Femi Ogundimu from Access Bank. Let's leave it there for today. Thanks for raising the curtain on the bond market, which is just about an hour or so into trading today. Thank you so much. Out of FMD Exchange Place.